Yolan True and welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy, and it's time for another evening officer video. But before I talk about Dezoc, the little message I always have for you: if you are not a subscriber of my channel yet but do like my videos, then please do subscribe to my channel, and when you do, also click this little bell and all notifications so you will be notified when another video comes out. And also that I always pin a comment under my videos as soon as I can after publishing. And it's not only there about subscribing as well, but also about how you can support this channel and how to access the Discord server that I set up for my viewers on this channel, with a video library, a database, with polls, with quarks. So if you're interested in that, have a look in the pinned comment. And now let's talk about Dezoc. He is one of the Borg in this game. He's a rare officer. He's from class Science, which means that you will need to have science badges for upgrading him later. He's from the group Unimatrix 12, which means that he can give synergy to another Borg from that Unimatrix 12. And he's from the faction Borg, which means that you will need nanoprobes to upgrade him later. And as usual, you see that there's a text about him if you don't know who he was in Star Trek. You might have wondered why I said he can give synergy, but I never said he can receive synergy. That is why he doesn't have a captain maneuver. And they write something that is quite funny, with a Borg not perceived as a threat. Well, a Borg that is not perceived as a threat, it's quite interesting. But that's Scopely, I guess. But he does have an officer ability, and that's Choke Point. While fighting against a Borg solo armada, increases all officer stats by 14% for the duration of combat. So that's a nice addition for Borg solo armadas. But what I use far more often is his below deck ability, because in this case he's the most important Borg on the below deck abilities, because it's adapt and assimilate. And there it's fun that he's no threat. At the start of each round, if opponent's hull health is below 95%, Dezoc has a 45% chance to apply Assimilate to it for 4 rounds. So it has a little hint, a little catch there, that their hull health needs to be below 95%. Fine, but Dezoc has a 45% chance to apply Assimilate to it for 4 rounds. That's quite a long time for this. And at the start of each round, a lot of abilities just happen after a round, but this is at the start of each round before you're firing. So this is quite a nice version. And while a ship is affected by the Assimilate state, officer abilities have their effectiveness reduced by 25%. That's Assimilate in general. And that's a nice state. And it is a state, like Burning, Hull Breach, and Morale. And so you can use this state as well for the most important PvP officer, and that is Carol Freeman. And that is why on my PvP crew, on my main warship, I have Carol Freeman as captain on the bridge, of course, but I have Dezoc and his Borg companions that use Assimilate below deck. And that's why he is quite an important officer for my gameplay in PvP, because Assimilate is one state as well. And of course it does something against the effectiveness of the other officers. And so that is why I often use him. And that is why, even if he is a rare officer with 2 traits for away team assignments, I don't send him out to away team assignments. I have upgraded it a bit, because you know there are sometimes battle pass events and stuff like this where you need to spend those experience points. And that's usually when I spend it on officers I don't send away. But you can unlock Assimilated on him, and you can unlock Physicist on him. And you can use him for away teams, but I don't. As I said, I regularly use him in PvP, in incursions, and territory defense or territory takeovers. Today we have a defense again, which I hope all my Alliance members do remember, that we have to defend our territory again today. But when they see the video, this defense will be over. But we have it every week for a number of weeks to come. So reminding is never wrong. But that's what I wanted to say. I'm using Dezoc there and will not send him out to away team assignments. At the moment, while I'm filming this, there's still a short time where you can get him via Galactic Recruit. It's another 9 days and 7 hours. It was a limited thing. Scopely said they tested. They extended it once, so that is why it's still running. And that's where Dezoc is in here as well, and one of the sources to get him. But he's also in the Borg refinery. And so we have to get out of here and get to the refineries. And if you, for example, have a look at the expansion cube exchange, there you see that you can get up to 5 Dezoc shards here. If you exchange your vinculum fragments for chests, and there you have a chance to get up to 5 Dezoc shards per chest. And that is one of the main sources to get him. I often saw him in events as well, and but that always changes. So this will be the most important part here, probably, where you can exchange him. My Talios is still very small because I always neglect it because I need the nanoprobes for something else. But I got him via the Mega Cube events, for example. That's how I got Dezoc in the first place, one of those Mega Cube events. And they regularly come as well, and there you can get officer shards as well. And he is... It will take some time to get him, but he's not one of the hardest to get officers in this game. There are worse. And of course, Dezoc is very helpful for me in the way I'm using him, but I'm quite interested how you use Dezoc if you have him. Do you use him for Borg solo armadas, or do you send him out for away teams, or do you use him below deck as I do? I'm always interested to know how other experienced players use the officers I'm talking about. And of course, it's always a help for our new players in the game to see how differently those things can be used as well. And if you have questions or video requests, please leave a comment as well, because you know that I regularly read them. And if you want to tell me where you're from, what city, for example, I'm always happy to know where my active players are from, and I really love to read those comments as well. And if you want to see another video right now, the next one is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.